In the interest of time, we are shuffling the batting order a bit. I request Dr. Santhosh Babu, IT Secretary, Government of Tamil Nadu, the man who's doing something transformational now in a much desired space, to share a few thoughts.
Sir, with a bouquet of flowers.
Thank you.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். ACS Hansraj sir, Dr. Muthaya, I think Murari sir was here, Mike sir is here, a lot of friends I see here, Ganapati sir of course, and the team from SICCI and FICCI. Extremely happy to be thrust here because this is a captive audience and you're not going to run away from whatever we say. You have to hear us, and this is, for me, I consider as a marketing opportunity for government. So Hansraj sir spoke a lot about the work that government is doing. Suffice to say, a lot of activities happening in rural development, in the MSME sector. Of course, we are also trying to do something in the IT sector. So I'll take you through 3 or 4 things that we are doing, which are significant, at least from my point of view, on what could constitute a transformation in governance, as it were. See, I've been very intrigued with technology right from my days as assistant collector training in 1995. I belong to the 1995 batch. And I've served as IT secretary in 2011 and MD LCOT, Director E-Governance, CEO TNEG, etc. in that period, 2008 onwards. And again, I'm back for the last 1 year. And I find a massive amount of work has happened in the IT field. And there's possibility and potential to do much more. So first pitch for me here is, you're all captains of industry, and you all have a lot of money to invest. Of course, you would say that this is not the best of times to invest. You're all waiting for the good times to happen. The bearish mood, let it go away. Let the bullish mood come in. But I'm sure you're waiting for good times. So let me pitch for my IT parks in the LCOT. We have around 8 special economic zones in Sholingalur, Coimbatore, Madurai, Trichy, Hosur, Salem, etc. A lot of space available. We have buildings also inside. And we would welcome any of you who would want to see our space. We'd be extremely happy to put our team together to handhold you through the whole process of seeing our place. These are world-class locations that we have built, special economic zones, and massive spaces available. If you are looking at startups, if you're looking at any young entrepreneur wanting to set up space in these areas, then these are the places to come in. The second thing which of major significance that's going to happen is we are coming out with a electronics hardware manufacturing policy. Actually, right now, it's doing the rounds in the Secretariat, and hopefully the policy will be out. It is a significant policy because I don't know how many of you are startups here. When you talk about startups, we actually think about the IT part. The hardware part, nobody thinks, because everybody is happy manufacturing a component for a car or sundry items like that. But why is it not possible for our startups to even think big? When a young boy, I think, is in IIT Research Park, he's actually thinking of sending a rocket up. And he's already working with ISRO to do that. So the point I'm trying to make here is it not possible to think beyond components and into products in the electronics hardware sector itself? So the hardware manufacturing policy is likely to incentivize all these youngsters and entrepreneurs to do that. The third thing is, and the most significant thing is, which I think, sir, because of time constraint, did not say, and his department has done it, is the startup policy. It's one of the most beautiful startup policies you can have anywhere in India. I would compliment sir for that, because it is amalgamated, as it were, the significant portions of the policies of different states. And we possibly have the best startup ecosystem happening right now. And an organization called TANSIM, Tamil Nadu Innovations and Startup Mission, is already started functioning. Government orders are expected very shortly. And whoever comes into the portal that they are building in, they get lots of incentives. You would have heard about startups, but have you heard about start steps? So if you have an idea, purely an idea in your brain, and you want to do something with government, with that idea, then I think MSME department gives around 3 lakh rupees to start the idea itself. So that's very, very significant. And nowhere in the country you have a start step program. So startup 2, and currently around 12 startups are touring Europe. with funds from EDITN. 95% of the funds are subsidized by the government of Tamil Nadu through MSME department. So this is very, very significant. On the e-governance front, we are doing something very interesting. I don't know how many of you understand this, but you can just flag it in your mind. Because we know we kind of lost the e-governance, as it were, because we are doing softwares, different vendors are there, different departments keep doing application softwares, etc. We would like to do a level jump and become a pioneer in this. And so what we have done is, we made the Honorable Chief Minister announced setting up a Center for Excellence in Emerging Technologies. So you know emerging technologies, blockchain, AI, ML, AR, VR, cloud, analytics, etc. So we put a wonderful team, plucked out around 8 people from the market. Somebody from a Massachusetts Institute of Technology. We got the best. We're paying around 40-50 lakhs to them, and we have put them there, not for the private sector. We have put them there to see whether government problems can be solved using the startup method through this Center for Excellence in Emerging Technology. So it's doing extremely well. Right now, if you have read the newspapers, Santhosh Mishra, who is actually heading it, has done a fantastic job in creating an algorithm which actually does facial recognition. I mean, facial recognition algorithms are there and there and there, but this is a completely at cost. I mean, you could even say zero cost, developed in-house, and we are right now trying to put it inside Secretariat, because Honorable Chief Minister has asked everybody to be on time in the office at 10 a.m. And in the HODs. So that's a very significant. So major work is happening around that. So what the Honorable Chief Minister also announced is very significant. We are coming out of the biggest blockchain rollout anywhere in the world. 40 crores has been announced by the Honorable Chief Minister and the 110 announcement. A huge amount of work is happening on that. Second is, you know, your name, my name can be spelled in 36 different ways by 36 different departments. And it's very extremely difficult to track who got what. So Santhosh Babu can be read at SANTHOSH or SANTOSH or SANTHOSC, and 36 different departments you can't match. This is the problem in governance. And today your passport will say something, your ration card will say something. We are trying to synchronize the whole thing into what is called a state family database, for which around 150 crores is being sanctioned. This is massive. This is absolutely massive for us. We never in our departments ever got more than 10-20 crores before. And the most important work that we are doing is, and all of you are going to be affected by this. I'm sure all of you have gone to a government office, right? All of you have gone? You asked for a community certificate, you asked for a nativity certificate, you asked for some certificate, you just walked in to see somebody's face. But you never had a great experience, right? So what government did was very significant. Sometime back they said, let's outsource this to the common service centers. So you now walk into 12,500 common service centers, ask for a community, nativity, solvency, etc. But still, we get around 40,000 people into these 12,500 centers on a daily basis. Which means that if they spend at least 500 rupees coming, going, eating, and giving the statutory cost, etc., it's a massive amount of money that is being lost. I mean, in a way you could say that that spurs the economy, because that money is coming into the local economy. But the way we look at it is, why should a citizen ever come and apply? So this is where the most significant work that's being rolled out, which is called Zero ID Proof or Zero Knowledge Proof Predictive Government Service Delivery. Nowhere in the world it has been done. We are trying it. From birth to death, whatever certificates you statutorily require will be delivered to your vault without you applying for it. This is the crux of the work that we think will change governance in a very, very significant way. So these are the 4-5 things, stuff that we are trying to do. And we are also working with FICCI to establish, sir is here, Maravi sir is here, we are doing something called Excite, an e-governance conference exclusively on emerging technologies. That's where the change is going to happen. If ever change will happen, it's not through routine IT. Routine IT will continue. That's because you need services to happen. But if you need innovation and creativity, only the young minds who have unbounded enthusiasm and no boundaries can do it. So that's why you're innovating using startups. So these are some of the major works that's on the anvil, and you will see we are investing around 250 crores. The government of Tamil Nadu is investing around 250 crores trying to do this. And hopefully, in the next 6 months to 8 months, we should be able to do it. But today, I'm very particularly happy. This is my day, or we could say the day for Tamil Nadu, because today, the government of India sanctioned 1,815.30 crores. And I informed the Honorable Chief Minister this morning, this is to connect every village panchayat with 1 Gbps connectivity. It's like opening a Viranam area into a village. It's a massive connectivity, 1 Gbps, it's called BharatNet, and that's being complemented with around 500 to 600 crores by the government of Tamil Nadu. It's called TamilNet, which means in the next 1 year, you will have around 55,000 kilometers of 96 core cable connecting every 12,524 village panchayats with 1 Gbps connectivity, all town panchayats, all municipalities. Sir will have a major role to play because he has to give us the right of way, etc. So this means now the IIT startups here in IIT is there because of the connectivity, because of the ecosystem. Why can't we think of having that ecosystem at the village level or town panchayat level or municipality level? So 12,524 village panchayats through the RD department, 12,524 buildings have been constructed. Sir, thank you for that, because it's a village panchayat service center into which we will be connecting our cable. Just imagine this. And incidentally, we also run what's called the Tamil Nadu Cable TV Corporation, which is the only government organization which has an ISP license, Internet Service Provider license. And we have around 26,000 local cable operators working with us. Just imagine the number of laptops that we are given through SIR is around 60 lakh laptops. And laptop is currently under the custody of the child, right? 12th or 11th standard child is having the custody of the laptop. But imagine that laptop as a common property resource in that home, which means the father, the mother, the brother, the sister, everybody can use that for e-governance, entertainment, you name it, education. So, roti, kapada, makan and bandwidth, that's the news story. So, roti is there, kapada is there, makan is there, sir has provided all that. I mean, Tamil Nadu is one of the best states. But with this kind of bandwidth, my feeling is, we should be able to transform Tamil Nadu significantly, because our young boys and girls are doing an amazing work. I know, generally we are very happy when we give land and a big building comes up politically. And they say, we'll say, so many people have been employed. But none of us actually go in and see what happens in that village, in that building. So I took that step of going into the building in Shell. Shell does $2 billion of transactions per day globally. And the whole $2 billion is carried out through Chennai. Can you believe that? Similarly, I went to PayPal. They do $17,444 per second globally. Entire thing is done through the back office in Chennai. Our boys and girls are doing this world-class work in Chennai, which means what? There's huge potential. As Sir said, the aspirational youth of today is capable of driving our country towards prosperity. And Tamil Nadu should be the number one to drive that. Those are my words for the SICCI today afternoon. I thank Ganapati Sir for giving me this opportunity to be alongside my senior and Chief Secretary, Additional Chief Secretary Hansraj Verma Sir, alongside Dr. Muttaya, alongside Murari Sir, alongside the captains of industry. We welcome you, as Sir said, to work with us in government. Our doors will always be open. It'll be significantly open for you. Anytime you can walk in. This government, especially the Honorable Chief Minister, is particularly clear that we should be working hand in hand with the industry as it were. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Before that, I request...
I think we have two of the most cerebral speakers to kickstart the annual session. And yesterday when Dr. Babu shared with me this news that the DCC meeting was happening in Delhi, and if he could be excused and he could replace himself with somebody, I said, you are irreplaceable, you come. And he's here and he's rushing for a meeting with the Chief Secretary. Appreciate it. Sir, our most respected Hansraj Verma ji stays back to participate in an MSME discussion, but I'm going to excuse you with this little gift, and I'm requesting two of my members, Mike and KP, to accompany you.